Hey there, all you real gamers, and welcome back to Real Gamers Weekly, September 7th, 2024. I'm your vanguard of the Real Gamer Brigade, Fox. I'm Fox, and this is RealMarcFoxx, your home for rational, reasonable, real gamers. Let's roll that intro.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad.
Concord officially shut down on September 6, 2024, making it one of the shortest-lived titles in recent memory, at about 2 weeks. Firewalk Studios claimed they were strapped in and ready to work on and support the game for years to come, but little did they know those years would turn into mere days. As I had previously prognosticated in perfect prescience, Concord's closure makes it the biggest gaming flop
in video game history.
And that is without hyperbole or exaggeration. When you look at all the money spent on this game, the development cycle, how long it was worked on, how much that cost, the marketing, the fact that it was pushed by Sony, and just how hard it flopped, this is unquestionably, without a doubt,
the biggest failure in video game history.
And why am I smiling about it? Because whenever a bad game made with bad intentions fails, that is a win for real gamers everywhere. And so in honor of Concord's failure, I'm going to take a sip from the
woven goblet of enemy blood.
Take a drink with me, will you? You know what that tastes like? That tastes like a combination of victory and the salty tears of our woke enemies. And now I'm going to take a sip of something for real, coffee, because there's actually nothing in the goblet. There never has been. That's good. Concord's planned upcoming episode on Amazon's secret-level TV show is going to be really awkward, don't you think? Rocksteady Studios suffers layoffs in the aftermath of the failure of Suicide Squad: Kill the Game Studio. It's not its real name, by the way. So I have to ask once again, as with Concord, where is this modern audience?
The modern gaming audience.
They just don't seem to be showing up, do they? They don't mind giving lip service to these woke games, but one thing they won't do is buy or play them. Because you know what? They're not real gamers.
They're tourists.
Razer just released the Wolverine V3 Pro Xbox and PC controller, coming in at a very steep 200 big ones for the wireless variant, with never drift Hall effect analog sticks, 4 clicky back paddle buttons, adjustable triggers, tactile buttons, 2 claw grip bumpers, 2.4 gigahertz turbo wireless, 8-way floating D-pad, swappable thumbsticks, 10-foot wired charging in wired mode cable, 1000 hertz tournament polling rate, and including carrying case, it almost justifies the $200 price tag. While it does lack macro capability, this is a concession made to keep it within tournament regulations. Still, at $200, you'd have to really want this thing to buy it like I did. Because you know what? I think this just encapsulates pretty much everything I wanted in a controller. I really do need at least one back button so I can hold that down to run in the Souls-like games, as well as having Hall effect thumbsticks, never drifting supposedly. However, I will say the D-pad takes a bit of getting used to, but do you hear that clickiness? Can you hear that clickiness? I mean, I love the clickiness. And if you move this little notch in the back, you get that full effect, the full range of the trigger, but if you move it over, it just clicks like a button. And in most cases, I'm using the triggers like buttons. I don't need that full range, so I love the clickiness of this thing. No regrets here, $200. I'm of course only using it on my gaming PC, but it's also compatible with your Xbox Series S Pipe X. And why do I say pipe? Because that's how you pronounce that character. It's the pipe character, which has virtually no use today, but that's how you say it, so now you know. The NVIDIA RTX 5000 series graphics cards will require more power, produce more heat, offer modest performance increases, and probably sell for way more than they should. They'll also support ray tracing, so you can turn it on to get extra shiny crap in your games at the cost of just about half of your frame rate. They're supposedly releasing it this September. Wait a minute. That's this month. Wow. Cool. I'm not gonna buy one. The First Descendant offers up a new sexy character you can grind for. Next up on stage, it's Haley. Let's hear it for Haley, gentlemen. Throw her some ones. And the waifu of this week is, as appropriate given the announcement about The First Descendant, Luna from The First Descendant. Why don't we take a look at Luna? Give her a hand, guys. Come on. Applaud. You can applaud at home by yourself. It's okay. The head of the studio behind Risk of Rain and several of its employees have abandoned their current project to join Valve. That's pretty cool. How you pronounce the name of the studio, I have no idea. It's H-O-P-O-O, so Hopo?
Something like that.
What are they doing at Valve? I think we all know what they'll be doing at Valve. They're going to be working on Half-Life 3. I'm just kidding. Obviously, they're not going to make Half-Life 3 ever because they can never live up to the expectations that have been set. The First Berserker is shaping up to possibly be the next big game along the same lines as Wukong, Phantom Blade Zero, and Stellar Blade. So if you like these third-person action RPG type combat systems, I think this game should be on your list. The CEO of Jama Games, maker of Anotria, The Last Song, says Microsoft doesn't care about their game, and they don't care about you, but we've known that for a long time now. I mean, just look at Windows. It's garbage. But don't worry, because the hubbub on X, formerly known as Twitter, was enough to get Phil Spencer's attention, and all is well now. Microsoft to the rescue. Wukong reigns supreme in the list of top 20 most played Steam Deck games, rising to the top spot
of number 1.
Congratulations, Game Science. You earned it. Visions of Mana Studio, Uka Studios, is that how you pronounce it? I don't know how to pronounce any of these studio names, guys. Is shut down right after the release of the game. Hey, thanks for helping make this game a reality. Here's your pink slip, and there's a cardboard box. Get all your shit and get out. You're fired.
I'm sorry, you're fired. Get out of here. That's gotta hurt.
You can now type on your PC using an Xbox controller. Not that you'd ever want to. That has to be one of the worst ways to input text on a computer where you have at least a dozen better ways to do it. I'm not sure who would want to do this and in what context, but I'm assuming this is all part of Microsoft's rumored plan to ditch the Xbox as a walled garden closed-off system and just release future iterations of the Xbox as essentially rebranded Windows gaming PCs. Will they actually do it?
I don't know, maybe, yes.
I don't know, but it's an idea. Well-known video game outlet Sports Illustrated... Hold on, is that right? Seriously? Sports Illustrated? Well-named video game outlet Sports Illustrated has released an article ranking all of the From Software games based on least difficult to impossible, which is interesting considering that I, like many people, have completed all of the From Software games, at least the recent ones, from Demon's Souls onward. So which one is it that's impossible? Because apparently I can beat impossible games. Let's see what alluring beauty is on the cover of Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition. Oh. Seriously, Sports Illustrated? When have they started writing about games? Astrobot released on 9/6/24, that was yesterday as of today, the same day Concord died. And to add insult to injury, while literally nobody cared or liked Concord, everyone seems to love Astrobot. Sorry, Firewalk Studios, but I guess y'all just kind of suck.
That's gotta hurt.
Harrison Haynes says, watch out, kids and parents. He was groomed online through a video game. But you know what? I read the entire article, something no one ever does nowadays, and it didn't say which game or games it was. We can only assume it was the 2019 hit title, Pedophile Simulator. And games releasing this September include Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 on the 9th, Anotria, The Last Song on the 19th, and Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom on the 26th. Are you planning on picking any of these three up? And if so, let me know in the comments section below. One Tulsa hospital is using video games to help kids ages 5 to 12 to deal with the emotions of being sick. You know, being sick does suck. I just hope they don't give them Dark Souls or Elden Ring. That'll probably make things worse, causing them to scream aloud and throw their controllers. But then again, maybe it'll give them a reason to keep hanging in there. Come on, little Jimmy. I know you can pull through this. Don't let a little thing like fatal pancreatic cancer stop you from defeating the Elden Beast. And, Yeah, seriously though, that cancer sucks. Polygon says that watching video games is just as fun as playing them. So, refusing to play games, but we'll talk about them? Sounds a lot like Polygon to me, and Kotaku too, because I'm sure they do a lot of watching before they release their review of the game. We all know the last thing they want to do is actually play a video game. Windows 11 has finally surpassed 10 for gamers, according to Steam data. Of course, now that Windows 12 is just around the corner, holdouts will cling to 11 for as long as possible, lamenting the inevitable transition to the next awful version of Microsoft Windows. Don't give in, guys. Hang on to the past for as long as you can. Fair games may be the next big Concord-style failure by Sony, according to Smash JT, awesome guy by the way. It seems that Sony just can't get enough of the games as a service failure, and they're looking to lose another untold million sunk into what is ultimately looking like its next failed venture into a crowded market, complete, of course, with disgusting DEI designs. Following 18 million sales of Black Myth Wukong, Game Science announces they are working on a huge expansion, Elden Ring style. All I can hope is that they don't include a fragment system in which you have to collect a whole bunch of them before you even feel like you're as powerful as you're supposed to be, and then when you collect enough of them, you end up trivializing all the encounters and being too powerful. Yeah, that's right. The Shadow Tree fragment system was the dumbest idea Miyazaki ever had, and I will fight you in person on that. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to fight you in person on that. And yes, people, I still think it's the worst idea he ever had, keeping in mind the bed of chaos from Dark Souls.
Oh my God!
Dr. Disrespect is back. I've never been a viewer, but he's claimed that the allegations against him are overblown and misleading.
I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
He said he's innocent until proven guilty, and no one's proved a damn thing yet. Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. That's it for this week, but don't worry. I'm kind of like genital herpes. I may go away for a while, but I always come back. Even if you don't want me to. Thank you so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here, but don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and tap that notification bell icon. And a huge thank you and shout out to Super Real Gamer Drunken Dwarf and Real Gamer Cornelius Noland. And consider joining the channel. It's as cheap as $1.99 and you get to enjoy all of these special perks. Click join now. And if you want to support my channel in another way, consider picking up my novel, New Tokyo. It's available on Amazon and Kindle, Kindle Unlimited, and paperback formats. Link in the description. And, as always, my friends, for Fox's sake, stay real, keep playing, and never forget, yesterday's tomorrow is today's today.
Thing sucks!
Maybe it's time to tell my side of the story. Huh, champs?